Oh, and I've got the perfect segue that I'm going to pitch
Okay.
you guys to start off the main topic for today, okay? The perfect segue. So I'm really hoping that you guys catch on to it.
I can't
All
wait.
right?
Oh,
Good
good
deal.
Lord.
So no preparation, but I am looking for some opening music, by the way. If you guys find anything, it's got to be royalty free. So we could do something, I guess. I don't know. But we'll talk over it. How about that? But welcome everybody to Carnival Cruising Podcast Ways, the podcast where we talk about everything carnival related. Oh my goodness, we've got the golden crew here with us. We've got Jenn and Tom and myself, Trevor, and we are here. I'm supporting. Oh, wrong camera. CM Punk today. So yeah.
Yeah, after
that.
his major fallout with Paul Heyman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking of him right now. So, but anyways, it's wrestle talk. I
Jenn,
don't
I was
know.
like,
He's a person.
yeah.
But
He was Chicago made, and
yep.
he's a punk.
Yep. He's a chick magnet too. See him. So anyway, that's what his name means. But yeah, it was WrestleMania weekend. I had a fantastic time. Tom, we tried to do a virtual thing. It didn't work.
It didn't work out, but I still had a blast
sad.
watching it.
It was fun. But Jenn, you were totally invited. You could
Yeah.
have joined us.
oh, is that what that random text was?
Yeah. That random one that I sent, yeah. I realized it was in the wrong, it wasn't straight to Tom, and I was like, oh, well, Jenn can join. I don't care.
I went away for a girls' weekend, and I'm like, what the heck is this?
Yeah, we were
And then I
trying
wish
to
I knew what it was. I would have logged on just to see what the heck y'all were up to.
We're trying to create a room on our MetaQuest so we can watch it together.
Yeah, we have the VR headsets on. So
I would have said, hold on, ladies. Hold on. Let's
Pro
stop
wrestling starts.
Let's stop the wine tasting.
Yeah. See,
my Oklahoma friends are up to something.
they would have agreed because they probably like The Rock and John Cena and stuff like that. So
yeah, absolutely. Who doesn't?
Yeah.
Well, they can't see John Cena, so
even better. So
Jen's just like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Just happy to be here.
Oh, goodness. Too funny. Well, after this weekend, I've had a lot of unpacking to do with all this crazy wrestling. So.
Oh,
say
my
more.
God. Is that what you're... Oh, God. Oh, Lord.
What have y'all got to take it from there?
You know what? I mean, that sounds like a time to talk. We should really talk about packing essentials.
Yeah.
Packing essentials?
Yeah. We probably haven't done that in
months.
A couple episodes.
Yeah, exactly. So we talked about, and this was Reese's idea, so if you guys don't like this, you'll have to blame him. We talked about the possibility of doing a packing episode, and I was kind of thinking, and I don't think I even voiced this to you guys, so hopefully we're all on board. I was kind of thinking of taking it from a standpoint of a blue card that has never gone on a cruise before. What do I pack for a 7-day cruise? I'm going to the Bahamas. What do I do? So
you invite me.
Yeah, exactly. That's weird. Number one on my list is Jenn. But no, so in the past we've always kind of done it with these are the things I pack, and then we go. And so I thought it'd be fun if we split it up into different categories, and we just kind of cover the highlights and talk about the things that we like to bring on our cruises. And I picked the most interesting of topics, which is clothing. and accessories. So I will say that I'm not the best person at packing things because I am a platinum member, and so I get all these benefits with my laundry, and it's all different now for me. So, but way back when, I used to overpack way too much. I used to bring way too many clothes, and that's something I've learned from. But for a 7-day cruise, typically, I'm bringing about, 4, 5 t-shirts. I'm bringing a couple pairs of shorts, some pants, 1 pair of like blue jeans. Then evening attire, I'm bringing 1 set of something nice, a nice shirt for formal. And then bringing some slacks, and then I've got some shoes that I'm going to wear. I'll throw in a jacket if I'm feeling fancy. But here lately, I haven't felt that fancy. But if that's for you, though, like go all out, bring a whole suit. I mean, people do it. You will not
wear
be
a tux,
alone like people, you're going to fit in. So there's people out there that do it, but you're not going to stick out if you're in a nice shirt and some slacks and nice shoes. Speaking of shoes, I bring tennis shoes, I bring flip-flops or sandals, and I also bring like a nice pair of like formal type shoes. So something nice to wear that's not tennis shoes, basically. The reason you might be like kind of mathing it out, like, that's not enough shirts. I'm gonna pitch this idea for you newbies. Now, in your room is going to be a laundry bag. If you don't have a laundry bag, you can get it from your room steward. It is $15 if you want to get that whole bag filled up and do some laundry. So if you budget it out, get 1 load of laundry done. You don't have to take as many clothes and just wear clothes again. And you're just getting the wash and fold. You're not getting press. So, $15. It's expensive, and it's not a huge bag. So don't expect all your stuff to get laundered. But, like if your room steward likes you, like seriously, you can pack on top of that bag and they've got you. So not all the time though. So you may get the person that's like, hey, look, I got to be able to close this bag. So I don't know, but that is my pitch. If not, you want to maybe add a little bit to that, some more shirts and stuff. So I bring enough undies and everything for the week and a few pairs of socks. I don't wear a ton of socks when I'm on a cruise. So, but if you're a swimmer, 2 pairs of swimming attire for guys. I don't know if girls are any different with your swimming attire. Megan's always more complicated. I think that she brings 5 times more things than I do. So she'll be like, which swimsuit should I wear today? And she pulls out 6. And I'm like, wow, you brought all that? So,
yeah.
So
like 2 a day.
I found this interesting. I don't know if this is true or not, but Carnival, $15 for a bag of laundry. Royal Caribbean, $34.99. That seems a bit excessive to me. Hopefully Jenn's okay.
Yeah,
I heard something crash.
And she walked off.
And she walked off. I think there's somebody there. Jenn, are you okay? Nod your head if you're okay.
Is there a ghost? Is there a ghost?
Is there a ghost? I'm going to call the Ghostbusters.
We have a dog-friendly office, and one of the office dogs just pushed my office door open.
Holy moly, I love your office now. That is so cool. But yeah, when you're planning for clothes, try to think like don't get like linen stuff, like wrinkle free. That's what you're looking for. Anything wrinkle free. Accessories, I don't go too crazy. A hat and probably my belt and some sunglasses. Don't be a rookie and forget your sunglasses. Even the pros do it. I've done it, and I feel silly because I wear prescription glasses, and you look quite ridiculous when you're putting store-bought sunglasses over your glasses.
Also, a ball cap is a must for guys, because you don't want to like go out and grab your coffee without your hat on, because you got to leave the room.
Who drinks coffee without your hat?
Well, no, you got to go get it, downstairs, and you got to go out in public, so you got to put your hat on, because you ain't gonna, you wake up, you got to go get the damn coffee,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Damn coffee.
Because they don't.
When I wake up, the coffee's not even open yet.
Well, that's because you wake up at 2:00 in the morning.
Anyways, so
and then you scream at Megan, land ho. I mean,
yeah. Well, she's used to it. I do it every day, so even at home. That's why I have this black eye.
Wow,
too funny. Anyways, that's what I do. I don't know if you guys do any different, but it's a pretty simple process with clothing to me. That's what I do.
Yeah, on the clothing front, I think don't be afraid to wear the same thing more than once. Nobody else is paying attention. For real. Nobody else is paying attention to what you're wearing.
I mean, most people don't even you won't even see, but maybe once. Unless they're part of your group.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
And then there's me who just disappears from the group.
Yeah. Then you get a hashtag called Where's Tom? So that was FRGC1.
Where was Tom?
Oh, I don't know. Good question. Probably casino.
I was everywhere. I was everywhere and nowhere all at the same time.
That's very philosophical.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Well, cherry and cream, I had that one. I didn't like it.
This has been my favorite Pepsi. I've been ordering it by like 5 cases at a time. My local Walmart's always out.
I don't like the cream flavored sodas, like the berries and cream, Dr. Pepper, or anything like that. No.
Yeah, I'm a little lad. So, speaking of little lads, Tom, do you want to take the next one? I'm so sorry. I didn't know where I was going with that.
I hate you. You're only like an inch taller than me, for crying out loud. So I decided to take electronics. Okay. So this can go in one of 2 ways. If you go on an older ship, you want to bring a power strip without a surge protector, and as soon as we get the Amazon store up, there will be links to certain ones that we recommend. There is a power block that, like Trevor has, that has plugs and USB connections. Because the older ships, they only have one plug and no USB connections in there on them. We are not Blue's Clues. We are not Blue's Clues. And
I wasn't trying not to interrupt. I was going to let you continue. I was just we just got a letter. I was excited.
Anyway, so the newer ships, they have generally 2 plugs and the Euro plugs as well. Every ship has American and Euro plugs. But the newer ships, you don't have to bring a power strip usually, because you got the 2, plus they do have USB plugs as well, and they have several of those, above each, both of the beds, and by the on the desk, the vanity area. But if you do need more, get a USB extender. So, it gives you at least four more USB plugs, so you can plug them in that way. You want to bring, of course, your phone charger, your phone, camera, extra. Um, I use a lot of the micro SD cards, so I bring extra of those just in case I fill mine up. Um, and like videos, I don't want to like erase videos from my phone. So I keep them on the SD card, because if photos you can upload to Facebook and you're fine. You can delete those off your phone, but videos, you can't pull the videos off of Facebook, which kind of stinks. So, extra SD cards for those. And they usually, if you have a camera or a GoPro or something, they're interchangeable. So, just switch them out. So you want to bring GoPro if you want to do that. If you want to like become a vlogger, of course. I don't recommend bringing a computer, because that just extra crap you had to take off. So, um, yes.
Wow, I feel attacked.
Yeah, just at me next time, Thomas.
Sorry. um, but bring a tablet. That you can. What is that?
Sorry, that's my Alexa that was alerting me
That something
that
was delivered?
yeah, this is my iPhone 4 or not charger, but the screen protector came in. Yeah,
We can all
it's
rest
back.
easy now.
Yes, I was really afraid.
Yeah.
It's in really nice condition.
You've got a screen protector for a 20-year-old phone.
Yes, and it stays looking nice with the screen protector. So,
Anywho, so you want to bring your tablet, just so you can read if you're on the Lido deck. I don't, or watch movies or whatever you want to do. Just basically, just don't bog yourself down with a lot of electronics. Just bring the essentials. That mainly you can use to record or take pictures with. And if you want to unplug, you can. So,
yeah. I like that. Those are all good tips. I, you know, I rely on the cloud for a lot of my stuff to go, to be uploaded. But if you don't have the internet package, you're kind of like, out of luck. So yeah, bring in an SD card, or one better, bring your computer. You just dump everything on it. And so
also, bring an external battery pack.
yeah, that's a good idea too. So I bring way too many electronics, so I'm glad you gave me that good advice.
Okay. So speaking of electronics, you don't want to take electronics with your toiletry items. Jen, you want to take that?
Do I want to take electronics with my toiletry items?
Yeah.
Well, I
Your
mean,
toiletry items, anyway.
do you take your electronics into the toilet? Is that what you're asking me? I feel like that's a personal question. Well, I'll talk with you about.
He turned off his camera.
Let's talk about cruise toiletry essentials.
Mm-hmm.
So it's important to remember blue cards. Gather around, will you? I can't emphasize this enough. You're in a really small space, and that bathroom is the smallest bathroom you've ever seen in your life. Maybe, I mean, not as small as like a porta potty, but it's not a lot bigger. So be mindful of what you're bringing on, and if you can live without it for the week, for real, live without it for the week. In all aspects. But so when it comes to toiletries, all right, rule number one of a cruise. This is really important. In the bathroom, And I'm gonna be real frank. If it is not the cruise line toilet paper and it did not come out of your body, do not flush it. Do not use those flushable wipes. You will clog that toilet up. You will clog up every toilet on that floor, and they will know it's you. And it causes huge problems. John Heald talks about this, and they will find
Yeah.
you. They will find
It
you.
is,
It is a shameful situation.
it's a smelly
It is a
situation.
smelly, shameful situation. So we all acknowledge, we all know that toilet paper, thumbs down. It's no bueno. It is no good. But you know what? Crappy toilet paper is part of the cost of cruising. We just
Hmm.
accept it. We just accept it. If you if you need to use a wipe, that is between you and your room steward. Do not put that in the toilet. Okay? I don't know where you're putting it. I don't want to know. Don't tell me. Do not DM me. DM Trevor, but not
Yes.
me.
Yes.
Not
I'll just forward it on to Jen.
the cruise line will provide you with shampoo, like a shampoo conditioner combo, and a body wash. They're not super great. Um, Unless you have Trevor's hairdo, you probably want to bring your own from home. Uh, if you aren't flying, and you're not constrained by TSA regs, just bring your stuff from home, and you can get those silicone sleeves, probably off of Amazon. Just flop it over the top of your bottle, pack it on in. Your hair will be a lot happier. Trust. It's just even though that bathroom is real small, it's got room for your shampoo. That's all I'm saying. Um, let's see. You can bring your curling iron. You can bring your flat iron. No, you cannot bring a clothing iron. Why can you not bring a clothing iron, but you can bring a flat iron for your hair? I don't know. I don't make the rules. I'm just telling you what the rules are. I've seen people ask a lot whether you
So
can
living
bring
in the
those big,
tiny house was great.
fancy Dyson Airwrap things, and I believe that you can. I don't have one, but for science, if someone wants to give me one, I'd be glad to test out that theory. Um, Other toiletries, things like your toothbrush, toothpaste, deodorant, razors, blah, 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 blah. If you forget them, you can usually get them on the ship or in port, but it's going to be expensive. So, you know, get a travel one, have it live in your travel bag, whatever. Same thing, ladies, with the stuff. I don't care where you are. If you're on vacation, you know something's going to happen. Have it packed because it gets expensive and complicated. You know what I mean?
And it probably
Um,
shouldn't go down the toilet.
no, definitely
Yeah.
not. No, 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 no.
I
Hey,
mean, they
I
should know
hate to
because
interrupt.
okay, never mind.
Go ahead.
I was like,
Go
they
ahead.
should know
Oh,
what
you
when it's happening because it happens the same day every month, right? Yeah.
Yeah. And you only need like probably 6 boxes.
Yeah.
yeah,
So,
that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
so
Yeah. Hmm.
All the heavy flow. Yeah.
yeah.
Hmm. Yeah.
So
And remember, my
we're
name is
educated.
Trevor Shelby.
Thanks, Trev. So this Brando will know what this is. So this is one of those sleeves you're talking about. Like you could put your toiletry, like a soap or whatever, in here. But I've done the exact opposite of what you said. So Jen, this is actually filled. This is my last one. It's the Carnival liquids body the
You
The
like the
body
liquid
body
wash.
crystal
soap.
enough, you brought it
This is the
home.
body. I love it. It is my favorite body wash. When I smell it, I think of cruising, and so I
Oh.
filled up 2 things of these. I figured I purchased it while I was on the cruise, so I spent 10 minutes in the bathroom, and all Brando could hear was. And he goes, "What are you doing in there?" And I was like, "Don't ask." Oh, and I came out with my little bottles, and yeah, so no joke, I about emptied the thing out.
Somewhere between charming and bizarre. That's where
Hmm.
that
You know, you
is.
could have
It's my
probably
last
asked.
bottle, though.
You
Well, then
could
you
have
better
probably asked your room
get on yours.
steward to fill it up.
Yeah, I could have probably. They probably would have been completely fine with that.
But then
But
but then he wouldn't have earned it.
I know I would have had that very awkward conversation. Anyways,
Okay, well,
continue,
speaking
continue.
of awkward, you know what else you should pack? What all the people on the Facebooks love to tell you to pack? The poopery.
I have never bought that before, but
There's actually a lot of folks that advocate for not befouling your cabin and actually
Hmm.
going to like the gym or the spa. And those are the heroes. Those are the real
I'm not a
heroes.
hero. I'm no hero.
I
Yeah,
am
but
not either.
then there are people who think it is their God-given right to befunk that cabin. And for them, poopery was invented.
Well,
So,
the bathroom is meant for that. I mean, you're staying there for a
Yeah.
week. I mean,
but
I.
you're staying with other people with
Hmm.
noses.
yeah.
I will say I am an advocate for it. The my wife buys the poopery, and it does. At first, I was like, really, this is annoying, and but now I've she's got me over. And what's really funny is Naomi, a very very dear friend of mine, where we both work at the same office, and she listens to this podcast, and she bought me a travel poopery that you could keep. And what was really funny, because it was like her first like week in the office, and she was like, I think we all need these. And I was like, what are you trying to tell me? Like, what is it that you're trying to say about me right now? But
We
I
have
mean,
it in our office.
but you
yeah.
know the people who are in your cabin, so they should expect you
Hmm.
to have a movement at some point during the 7 days. You know, I
Yeah,
mean,
but you
most
don't
of
have
the
to
time,
stink them up at 2 in the morning
yeah,
in a
you do.
cabin with no windows.
Oh, that
It's like a
that was the best reason
oversized
ever to have a
elevator.
balcony.
Yeah, yeah, it really is. Oh man,
All right,
too
well,
funny.
moving on. Uh, you probably want to pack some disinfecting wipes,
Ooh.
but not the disinfecting spray. They will confiscate that. Um, oh, this one is important. This is something this is something I actually feel really strongly about. Pack reef safe sunscreen,
Oh yeah.
especially if you're going to the Caribbean, uh, because uh, well, there's reefs there. There's an ocean there. Really want to protect our oceans and all the creatures that live there. Regular sunscreen has products in it that will bleach that reef. Not safe for the little fishies and other living creatures. So, use a product that's designed to protect our ocean friends. And
And it's a
again,
law.
yeah, and it's cheaper if you pack it in with you than buying it in port. You see, there's a bit of a trend here. Uh, um, Pack in your meds, seasick medications, bring yourself a little first aid kit with over the counter stuff because guaranteed you're going to get a tummy ache, you're going to get a headache. Pack some liquid IV or other electrolyte stuff. Maybe you party too hard or just you're out in the sun too long. If you have a more interesting prescription medication, like maybe a really strong painkiller, or if you're like me and you carry stuff to help you travel, make you a little more pleasant on that airplane, you might want to consider having that in its original prescription bottle. In the event, like me, you are tagged by the drug dogs and they have to go through everything, they are going to want to see that your prescription meds are, in fact, for you.
Yeah, I can
uh,
attest to that now.
yeah.
So
And then, things like wrinkle spray, little odds and ends like that. They're not going to make or break your trip, but they're going to make it a little bit easier. If you have sensitive skin, pack some laundry detergent. If you don't want to pay $15 to send it out, most ships do have a laundromat almost on every floor. You can, it's a couple hours of your day, but if you really got to go wash something, you can just go handle it yourself. And yeah, a lot of people buy like a shoe holder that they hang on their wall, put all this junk in. I don't, but that's what a lot of people like to do. We usually just keep everything on the counter because we're heathens in my household.
We did
I
the shoe
stopped doing
thing
that.
our first cruise, and it was yeah.
More work
No,
than it had to be.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I've never been like hit with a drug dog, and I got a false positive. I put it that way, and so got pulled to the side. And what was I was really excited to use my duffel bag, and I got this duffel bag at Goodwill. Didn't clean it or nothing. I just thrown everything in there, and it's like no joke. It was a Marlboro bag. And so I'm sure there's been drugs in this bag. It looks like a drug bag. But I did have gummies in my bag, but they were my Ollie Focus gummies. And I luckily had them in the thing. And so there you go. On my screen, Jenn has gone into the Matrix.
Yeah, she's
That's my
like
camera.
yeah.
My
Okay.
camera's gone wonky.
It's really cool, but I wish I had that effect. Oh, now you broke it.
She's taken the red pill. Anyway,
Yes.
so I do want to make sure that on the same note that Trevor just said, check your bags. I really
Mm-hmm.
can't stress that enough. As someone who's been detained by TSA, check your bags. Um,
Mm-hmm.
because then that saves you from being made fun of by your friends because you forgot to take your 22 rounds out of your backpack after you moved earlier that year. And you know TSA is like, where's your weapon? I was like, I don't have it here, it's in Oklahoma. Where's your permit? I don't need a permit, it's a rifle. So yeah, you don't have to argue with TSA.
There you go.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
Trevor was there,
that's good
so I mean,
advice. Argue. Yeah, I felt bad for you.
the other
You
people
were
didn't.
not a happy camper, and I know I've been around Mr. Kennedy long enough to know when it's okay to joke and when it's definitely not okay to joke. If I don't think we would be friends if I pulled some of the jokes that I was thinking. I think Mr. Kennedy would have kicked me and left.
Well, I mean, it was bad
But
enough Ollie and Deborah, who had never been on a cruise before, had to witness this. But it gave them a
mm-hmm.
great memory, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, but man, was that their only cruise?
No, they've been on.
They've been on another.
They went on two other. They've been on two other cruises.
Okay,
So,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah. I
So
miss them. I haven't seen them in a long time. Yeah, I don't know. I was thinking of some other things that to kind of toss in, like some things that I like to think about. Like I'm a beach goer, so I like to bring a bag to the beach because I'm always thinking about like I'm throwing my towels in, so it's got to be a bag that can do that. I've got one that's kind of like a collapsible like roll up bag, and so that's my go-to. But and then that way, if I need it at the end of the cruise, I can use it, or I can just roll it up and throw it in a bag. So
yeah, and you're also way into snorkeling and all that good stuff. So yeah.
yeah, am I? You mean almost dying? That's what I call it, because that's what happens every time I do it. I can't swim. I'm not a swimmer.
Like you
I'm
can't
from
swim at
Oklahoma.
all, or you're just
Oh,
not
I
a
can dog
strong
paddle.
swimmer?
He was
I can
trying to
dog
impress.
paddle.
We went snorkeling. It was his idea to go
Hmm.
snorkeling, and he wants to impress Megan, and he doesn't get the life preserver, so he goes out there and like almost drowns, and she loses an earring and trying to get him to go look for it. He's like,
Yeah,
but our guide actually went down there and like grabbed it on the first dive. So
yeah. It was the most manly thing. I was like shocked and kind of in love with the guy. He like threw his shirt off, and I was like, oh. And then he like leaped in, and I almost pushed Megan in the water. Like that was my earring. So
Oh my
he
gosh,
get,
if a guy threw his shirt off for me, I'd be super jazzed. The
I mean,
tips would be like,
I mean, yeah,
when
exactly.
he came up out of the water, he had long flowing hair that just like it was like a
just,
model coming out, Fabio. You know,
ah.
And he
Well,
had it. That was the most bizarre part. I mean, like he dived in. He goes, "Oh, I see it," and I was like, "How do you see it?"
it's like 10 feet down.
probably
It was
because he's
wild.
picking up women's earrings all day,
Probably.
every day. He's got this
Probably.
racket down. Well,
Yeah.
Trevor, on these snorkeling excursions, you can get the the little noodle, and you could
Yeah.
just hang off the
Well,
noodle.
they
I
offered
got
him a
to the
life vest. They
yeah.
offered him a
I got
life
to the
vest.
front of the boat, and I was like, I can't do this. So I had to turn around and like because the waves kept going over my head,
Yeah,
and
that's tough.
so I went back. What was funny was the guy was at the back of the boat holding it ready to give it to me. I didn't even have to get out of the water. He was just ready for me. He knew that I was in trouble. So he saved my life that day too.
Well, I will say this as because we snorkel on just about every trip, and I don't ever snorkel on the ship without a life vest,
Yeah.
Trevor. And I'm a strong swimmer.
Well,
Man,
yeah, you surf to work.
I surf to work from the Central Valley.
Yeah,
one
exactly.
of our other friends, who was on the same excursion, he was brave. He like saw an opening in the reef and like swam through in this little crevice that's in the reef and was
Oh
like
Lord,
almost got himself trapped. He said, so,
where was this?
There was a
Grand
shark,
Cayman,
and
Grand Cayman.
Oh,
Well, no, there was a moray eel on that one. That
I'm
the
kidding.
guide the guide went. He had a whole group of people. He like said, "There's a moray eel down there. That I'm going to knock on the wood, and he's going to come out. You guys can take pictures." And apparently, one of the guys was like upside down taking pictures, and the eel like came towards him, and I wasn't by him, but I heard the scream of him screaming underwater because he was like trying and trying to swim backwards.
Swim backwards. How do you do that?
He tried exactly.
That'd be. Oh no.
uh-oh.
I'm in trouble.
Oh, I haven't been
Oh,
to Grand Cayman in forever. When we went there, what did we do? We went and we saw the stingrays.
Yeah, we did
yeah, we've done
stingrays
that
too.
too.
That's fun.
It was a part of our snorkeling trip, the stingrays,
Hmm.
which
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
almost got Steve Irwin on that trip.
Oh, you
A
stop.
a stingray like kneecapped me and I
Those
fell
sti-
forward.
they were not the Steve Irwin you. They
Yeah,
Oh,
they kneecap
they did
slam
kneecap
it.
him. Was that the year that you had surgery on your knees too,
It was the
or was
year
it
before.
that
It was the year
that's the year
before,
before?
but I still had.
You needed
Uh,
the surgery.
yeah,
That's why he got the surgery. Was because of stingray.
I had the surgery the next year, and that was when you
Yeah.
proposed to Megan. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I wasn't the
but
boat captain, so
that was a painful trip to the after the surgery, because I had it done like, what was it, 60 days before the cruise.
yeah. Yeah.
And
You were. I actually have a video somewhere of you walking,
yeah, I had to buy
and
a cane for
yeah,
that and everything.
yeah, because I was behind you, and you're moving slow, and I was taking a video. You knew I was taking a video because you flipped me off, and it
Hmm.
was really funny.
Yeah,
So
if it wasn't for your mother-in-law giving me her Percocet, that I wouldn't have made it probably.
yeah. Oh, but
You can cut that part out
man,
because we don't need to tell everyone that your mother-in-law gave me Percocet.
yeah, that's true.
Carnival Cruising Podcastaways does not.
Yeah, and I totally watch the entire show when I do the edit. I'm gonna remember to edit this out, guys.
Wait, hang on.
Don't you worry. I got you guys. Sorry.
Do we have any speak pipes to leave out this week?
Oh, that's a good one. Let me check. Jen, this is why we keep you around. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Hang on.
Hang on to what?
Okay.
The
That's the
suspense is
old
killing
one.
me.
I just want to make sure that there's two on here. But one we played last week because it said it was a week old. But we have one from yesterday.
From
And
yesterday.
yes, and this is from somebody that has never ever left us a speak pipe before. Let me get the correct thing here. So yeah, me too. It's like, like when people leave messages and you're just not sure, what their voice actually sounds like, and you're like, man, I wonder what so and so sounds like. Like, Steve from this Facebook group. I've always wondered what Steve sounds like, and so it's kept me up at night, and so I have these dreams that
You're having a hard
Steve.
time queuing this up, aren't you?
I am sorry, Steve. I didn't mean to really invoke your name there, but I needed to take a second to find the actual where it's saved. All right, here we go, guys. Here is the speak pipe.
Hi guys, Tim here. Not much news to speak of down here in Australia, but I do have a question for you all. If someone was to come to the US
Mm-hmm.
to do some cruises, what would be the perfect cruises to do?
Oh,
I've spoken to my wife about this, and we've often thought we'd love to come and do an Alaskan cruise. But what would be, if we're coming all that way, what would be the pick to do? Interested to hear your thoughts. Catch us later. Bye.
that is a good question. I haven't thought about it from that perspective of coming from Austria to here. So,
Yeah, not Austria.
sorry.
Austria is in Europe.
Well,
Austria would
Anyways,
be talking like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Get to the chopper.
yes. Jen's governor. So let's. She knows him,
Personally.
but personally, they've met. So they live in California. Of course, they've met. So I don't know. What do you guys think? The best. What is your opinion of the best? To me, I would think Alaskan cruise is a good go. If you want to do something that's more not so cold, then I don't think you could go wrong going out of like either Florida or New Orleans or like I'm trying to think of like a port that would have fun in the port and to have fun, on your cruise. Like New Orleans is a wonderful dirty place. Florida is
Yeah.
interesting. I mean, you got
Florida's just a
the
big
Mickey
tourist
Mouse and them
trap.
there.
Florida's
It
just a
kind
big
of
tourist
feels
trap.
that way sometimes.
Airport sucks.
Yeah, the airport sucks according to Megan, which I kind of agree. And I don't know. I really don't. What do you guys think?
All right, Tim, here's what you're going to do. You're going to do a sailing out of San Francisco through the Panama Canal over to Florida, or Florida through the Panama Canal to San Francisco. That is your route. Because San Francisco has 3 international airports. We can get you back home easily or get you there easily. I don't know about the deal with apparently the Florida airports suck. So that's why I quickly rearranged your trip home for you.
Rearranged it.
Because initially it was like fly into San Francisco, spend a couple days in one of the most beautiful cities in the world. Also, you're close to me. I'm available for hanging out. I don't make that offer to just every Carnival Cruising Podcast away listener. Only the cool ones that leave us speak pipes.
Absolutely. Now we're gonna get really creepy ones.
I know. I feel like it just opened up a really weird floodgate with that.
I'm going to California. Jenn, let's go hang out.
Absolutely not. Just Tim. But something like that where you really get to see a lot of stuff. And also why are you trying to be cold, Tim?
Okay.
Why are you trying to be cold on vacation?
I will say though, Alaska cruises are amazing. So I'm all for it. But I will say so is
right now there in
Panama
Australia.
Canal.
So I mean,
yeah. Well, it's the vortex because everything spins differently. So
I would tell them to go on a cruise out of New York. Granted, it's like 15 hours longer, of a flight.
But he would get to be on the Carnival Magic, which I believe is there, right? It was at one point. I don't know. I could be totally wrong.
I think it repositions there during New York season. So
yeah.
I mean, let's not overlook Baltimore.
Norfolk's good.
Port.
Norfolk is awesome.
Yeah.
So.
Cleveland.
Mobile.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mobile's about to get that.
Yeah. They're about to get their own ships.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I mean, they got the one sunk there, So.
Mm-hmm.
If I were coming for another, I would want to go to New Orleans. I would say New Orleans, New York.
Yeah.
Those two.
I'm kind of jaded on New Orleans, but I think when you're going alone, now if you're going with your wife, it's fun. Being there alone, I was there for a day or two alone, and I will say it is a very scary, creepy place. But other than that, get a good place to stay, and you're perfect. So, but I kind of like your idea of the Panama Canal. Man, do it big. That's a good idea.
Go big.
Go big.
No, just go home.
So you get to see everything.
Mm-hmm.
He's already got a passport because you got to have a passport to get in the country, right? So, he didn't have to worry about it. So, yeah.
There you go. Tim, you got your passport? Hey, also, since we've named every cruise in the United States, we've narrowed nothing down for you. We didn't mention Galveston, which I love Galveston. Yeah. But here's the thing about Galveston. It is not a destination to go to have tons and tons of fun before your cruise.
Yes.
So it is a destination for man, I got to get to a cruise. It's just a few hours away.
It's a I want to get drunk the night before the cruise and still be able to
Mm-hmm.
get to the you know to the port
Yes.
without being tired. So
Yeah.
yeah,
But yeah, so I would also think about your destinations. Seattle's a wonderful place. New Orleans is wonderful, if you squint hard enough. And there's some redeeming qualities about Florida, and you can never go wrong with being in Jen's backyard over there in San Francisco. So there you go.
Yep. West Coast is a little limited, but you
Yeah.
know, but it's pretty.
Hey, and Seattle has Starbucks, so nowhere else can you get that.
No,
Starbucks is
what?
disgusting.
Nowhere else you could get that. So that's
Nowhere
a
else.
little known chain. It's kind of like Brahms. Not everybody knows about Brahms. See, Jen's really confused. She didn't know what Brahms is.
I don't know what Brahms is, but I know what
See?
Starbucks is.
Oh, you
Brahms
do? It's regional over there. So yeah, you got it too.
Brahms is the Freddy's of the South.
Yeah.
I don't know what what's a Freddy's.
Okay,
Now we're done.
Brahms is in and out with a bunch of different flavors of ice cream.
Tons of ice cream.
It's a hamburger place with ice cream.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, don't knock it till you try it.
No, that's
Not the ice cream, it's gross, but the burgers are great.
okay.
Oh, Megan is really sad. She loves Brahms. That was her crying. That's
I
really
thought
funny.
I thought that was the dog.
I thought it was a siren. I thought, oh no, they found out. I'm in trouble. Anyways, so well, we got anything else, guys?
I don't
I
know.
don't I don't think we can top this.
I know.
I think we should quit
I
with
mean,
that.
we've actually
I know.
gone to time today.
I know. It is downhill from here, folks. So we better cut it off right at the knees, like what happened to Tom. Anyways, just know that you're unique, you're special, and you are loved.
And anything that happens on the ship stays on YouTube. Bye.
Oh, I was supposed to come up with a new sign-off thing. So let me make one up really quick on the fly. Hey, in a world where you can be anything, don't be terrible. See you next time.
See ya.
Bye.